Hello gamers, my name is Chuck Siegert. I am the designer of the brand new, just received my proofing copy of Stuka Leader. This is a fabulous game. It's the second game that I have designed. The first game was Zero Leader. This game is put out by Dan Versen Games, DVG, and pretty proud of it. We're going to show you an unboxing of just the core game right now. I'll do some the expansions and everything else, which are really cool, a little later. So let's see what's in the box. First off, the box cover. Pretty awesome. Designed by Vlad. He did a fantastic job throughout the whole game design. Very, very proud of that. First off, the rule book. Rule book is obviously very important. Not going to spend any time on a lot of pages here, but there's a lot of very good information in this rule book. One of the things here in the back that Ben Chi did for me. Ben Chambers was a friend of mine way long ago. Ben Chi did this part where it describes all the aircraft that the Germans used that are in my game, which I thank him tremendously for. That's a pretty cool thing. And then a little further back, you'll see these appendixes. These were done by Glenn Saunders. Again, they list off all of the aircraft and everything else in the core game and in the expansions and where they're used. It also does all the bandits, the bombers. It tells you all the aircraft, where they are used and where they are not. So that's pretty awesome. Thank you very much for that, Glenn. Next up, tactical display. I don't know what to say about this. This thing looks gorgeous. This was again designed by Vlad. It's got everything that you need to play and then some. You've got the here saying what the different markings are as far as fuel and stress. These are the target markers. Green is 0, 0. Red is 2 fuel and 2 stress. So red are very difficult. Get the whole sequence of play here, which is typical of the DVG Leader series. A couple things that I added. The Krankenwagen. This is where you will put the medics that you get. And then you've also got the Trieb stuff, which is the fuel depot, and the supply dump over in the corner. That's where you're going to put your SOs and your fuel counters. Now you can see, I mean, the game board looks awesome. We did shrink this just a little bit so that overlays fit, and we have 14 overlays that came with the game. Next stop right here. This is the log sheet, okay? So this is for you to help keep track of your pilots, who's flying, how much stress they have, everything else. We did tint it and everything else to make it look a little more period correct, but it still will copy very easily. If you need a better copyable picture, they are available or will be on the DVG website. These are the overlays. There are 14 of them. They're basically back-sided, front and back, and it can be put on for each different mission that you fly or anything you want. Like this particular one has a lot of ships steaming, so this would be great for the Canal Kampf. It'll be great in the Mediterranean expansion for Operation Pegasus. A lot of really cool uses for one like that. We got Winter, which will be really good in the Eastern Front. All kinds of very cool overlays. Again, thanks to Vlad. The guy's amazing. He does wonderful work. Takes my completely crazy ideas and makes them far more awesome. These are the campaign sheets. These particular ones, these 3, are the grand campaigns that were part of the Kickstarter. The grand campaigns take, like this one is the Eastern Front. That is all of the base components plus the Eastern expansions. Then we've got the Grand Med, which is all the base components plus the Mediterranean expansions. And then one of my favorites, Total War. This one has every aircraft, every target, every event card, everything that comes in the whole kit and caboodle. They're all set out here. 66 targets, I believe it is, and everything else. So it's a blast to play this one. Next up, hit result definitions. This is a cool sheet. One of the things that I put in Stuka Leader that has not been in any of the Leader games before are light and major hits. What used to be a stress result when you're getting shot at will now be a light hit, so you'll take a yellow counter. If you get what used to be a damaged result, it will be a major hit, you'll use the red counter. They're pretty self-explanatory, but this tells you exactly what they mean. Player help sheet. This gives you your starting squadrons based on year. The Germans were very, very strong early, okay in the middle, and started getting weaker towards the end because they were running out of fuel to train their people. Still had some good pilots, but they were running out of fuel. Also tells you costs in SO cost for everything else. Your skill sheet. These are things that you can purchase to make your pilots better. All different kinds of skills, everything from -3 stress to gain 2 XP, that type of thing. More campaigns. Defense of the Fatherland, Normandy, you name it. Key terms. This will tell you what bogeys are, what dispersed means, what an intercept mission is, naval, on and on. This is a very important sheet until you learn what everything is that's on the target cards, on the pilot cards, things like that. Oh, look at that. More campaigns. Let me guess. Oh, sure enough, more campaigns. This particular one is the Battle of Britain. This is the campaign I'm going to start doing playthroughs. Going to be gone for the weekend, but on Monday when I'm back in town, I'm going to start doing playthroughs, and it's going to be the Battle of Britain campaign, so that should be a lot of fun. Things like Canal Kampf, Dunkirk, Fallweiss, which is Poland, all kinds of stuff. Okay, now that those are out of the way, this is your counter sheets. The counter sheets are, there's actually 10 of them. This one is the bogey, no bogey sheet. So this tells you which, when you're drawing, if you get a bogey, that's what goes on your board. When it is actually engaged or whatever, it changes into a bandit. So this is your bogey, no bogey sheet with a few other things. The Horido counters, fuel counters, you name it. Sheet 2. This is the stress counters. The very cool, this is the Allied aircraft target. Unlike other games where they just sit in the middle and wait for you to get there, these are spread out throughout the board, and you have to go after them and find them and get them. So it's not like just all go to the center. If Joe misses, John will get it. Nope. In this case, if you miss it, it's going to be heck because somebody else has to come around and hit it. So it's just one of the fun things I added to it. The back has the armor one, which is for the Eastern expansion, actually, but all the target cards, target things are on here. So this one's more of a targets, some different, this is SOs, these are your skills. Of course, your schnapps, gotta have that. Sheet 4, this is your weaponry. This is situational awareness. These are all the different bombs you can use, that kind of stuff. They are back-sided, so the back of this one is actually, this is the SC-50 on the front, and this is the R4M on the back. So use rockets or 50-pound bombs or 50 kilogram bombs. Sheet 5, here are your skills again. Here is different weapons. This is the Fritz X radio control bomb that is part of this game. Here is your nuclear bomb. If you're playing the what-if scenarios, you get the nuclear bomb. More SOs. These are your naval damage. Again, that Vlad did a wonderful job on. Sheet 6. Now we're starting to get into the bandits and such. This particular one, Sheet 6, has the ferry battle bomber. You've got Blenheim bombers. You've got B-26s. You've got the P-11 in Poland. You've got B-17s. The bombers just are mixed up throughout the counters. But you've got the P-11 Polish fighter. You have the P-37 Polish bomber. And then these are your naval sites. These are more bandits. These are particular from 1940. So these are French D-520s, MS-406s, Hurricanes, Spitfires, you name it, from 1940. I do want to take a second at this time and thank Ben Rawlings. He did a fantastic job designing these aircraft. They look even good on these small counters, but if you can imagine what they look like on a card, and pretty soon you won't have to imagine, but looking on the cards and everything else, they are just amazing. Thank you very much, Ben. Between you and Vlad, made my job easy. More bandits. Here you get the P-38, P-47. Still have the Spitfires, still have the Hurricanes. Sheet 9. Now this is later war. This is 1944 and 45. And we took now these bandits have the invasion stripes and everything else. So you can tell we were keeping track of what years they were and that type of thing. And then sheet 10. This is the one that has all of the your fighter aircraft, your bombers, whatever you choose, HE-111s, you name it. But I do want to point out this one. This particular one was the gentleman who won the contest, guessing how much Kickstarter was going to get involved. So his ME-262 is designed differently than anybody else's 262. So it looks really cool. In the JV-44 expansion or JV-44 campaign, it will be awesome. This is a mounted board. This is the turreted bomber. Whenever you're attacking a turreted bomber, be it B-17, B-25, any of those types of things, you use this instead of the dogfighting thing. This one you choose where you're going to attack from, what angle you want to use to attack it, or you name it, and then go from there. It's just a little more fun way of doing it. Next up, the dogfight sheet. This is familiar to everybody who's played leader games and everything else. This is the dogfight sheet telling you what you did. We did fill in a few more things, get a little less ambiguous as far as you go. And for those people who are asking, yes, that is Marlene Dietrich. Vlad decided to be cute, and I thought it turned out pretty good. So this is another one of your mounted boards that come with the game. These are your barrels and your blocks representing fuel and SO points. The one thing we did notice in the pre-production video that they sent me, we don't have enough. The blacks are 10 barrels of fuel. The dark blues are 10 SO points. We have increased that number so that there will be plenty of SO, plenty of fuel for whatever campaign you decide to run. Next up are the dice. One of the cool things about DVG Leader, Air Leader series games especially, are the specially marked dice. This one has a Stuka in the 0, which would be the 10. This has the Stuka emblem, which is pretty cool. Next we have our cards. These cards are 56 to the deck, and we have 6 decks, which tells you there's well over 300 cards. Which means if you're going to sleeve these things, make sure you buy 4 or 5 of them for this game. But like this one is the TA152, and it also has the ME410. We got some more here. This one is an ME410. This one is Schumacher. He helped me with some translation issues, different things like that. So he's in the ME410. And this is the JU87D, early war. This one is the ME109. And this is the ME109G. So got both of those ends covered. The F shows up in Mediterranean Expansion 2, just FYI. And last but certainly not least, we have these two. This is the ME109G and another TA152 pilot. They are not in any particular order when they get printed, so you have to go through them and put all of the pilots together, but isn't that half the fun? These are your event cards and the back of a target card. So I'm just going to take a couple seconds here. I love when they do that. That makes that plastic come off so nice. Okay, you can see what the event cards look like. These are quality cards. These are not paper thin or anything like that. These are very similar to playing cards. And then we start getting into the targets. I think I'm showing them to you upside down. Well, that sucks. Anyway, these are the event cards. These are the targets. Minor airfield, all of these kinds of stuff. So again, depending upon what you're attacking, if you're going after the minor airfield or something, you'll put that overlay of an airfield out there, and that will look really cool while you're attacking it. So that's what these decks look like. This is, again, the event and target deck. I had a request to take some pictures of the aircraft cards for someone. Actually, it was for Ben. I think he just wants to show off his art. I mean, tell me these are not gorgeous. These are ME109Es. You know, 3 to pilot. The ME109Es is the most used aircraft in the game. There's 109Gs. So that gives you an idea what that deck looks like. The others are basically the same. So once again, thank you very much for watching this. This is the final proof. Once I approve this, which will be early Monday, once I approve this, it'll get sent back to the printer. The OK will go, and this thing will start getting printed. It's getting close, guys. This is from OKL. Ende.